Okay, so if you could give me your top 5 vitamins and supplements.
So for me, omega-3 multivitamins are a great one as well. Ginger tea is a great one, and I also have peppermint capsules which help with my bowels and sleep, even though that's not really one, but it is in my mind.
For me, lavender, because it relaxes and it helps you try and get some sleep. So lavender bath salts are great. Fish oil, so any sort of cod liver oil or anything like that. And yeah, green tea and ginger, peppermint teas, like herbal teas are fabulous when you can get used to the taste.
For me, I use ginger for like relieving nausea, sickness. I'm into my herbal teas as well. I like green tea, chamomile as well. That's really good for calming everything down before you sleep. Lavender oil is really good. Yeah.
Today I'm joined by Keisha. If you'd just like to tell us a little bit about yourself and how you were diagnosed with endometriosis.
I got diagnosed with endometriosis around 10 years ago. First, I was diagnosed with polycystic ovaries. I had to have a surgery because it had seen a womb polyp, and then I still continued to have problems. Kept going back to the doctors, and they finally gave me laparoscopy to diagnose endometriosis. I've now had 9 surgeries. Yeah, that's the story so far.
Okay. Yeah, it sounds like it was a long process getting diagnosed. What kind of symptoms do you experience with endometriosis?
So really heavy bleeding. So from when I was 11, I had heavy bleeds where I was leaking through my clothes at school and playing sports. Pain, tiredness, sickness. I have a lot of bowel issues, so a lot of diarrhoea. So I eat and I need the toilet straight away sometimes, not always. I go for a wee more often than usual. Pain from my head to the shoulders, fatigue, headaches, get hot sweats, a lot of different things, yeah.
Yeah, they certainly sound like really severe symptoms. So what kind of things do you do to manage these symptoms when they come up?
So I do a lot of meditation, so a lot of yoga. I go on YouTube a lot in my flat because I'm a bit self-conscious about going to the gym. I do have a gym membership, but because I struggle in the gym with a lot of pain, I get quite embarrassed. So I do a lot of fitness videos at home, yoga, Pilates. I do a bit of HIIT training now and again, and I go for a lot of walks when I can to try and relieve some of the pain, because I find the stiffer you are, the more pain that you end up in. As well as that, I like to try and control my diet as much as possible. I don't eat that many carbs. I eat a lot of fruit and vegetables with iron in to try and keep my energy up. I drink a lot of water, even though it can hurt because it puts a lot of pressure, but it helps with my fatigue. And I take peppermint capsules on a daily basis.
Okay, so it sounds like it's all about getting the right balance between diet and different lifestyle factors.
Yeah, trying to look after yourself, maintain a healthy diet, make sure you do some form of exercise, even though you can't do as excessive exercise, but exercise helps to stop your body from being stiff, relieves a lot of symptoms I've found, especially when you sat down for long periods of time. It can hurt a lot, so it's nice to just go for a walk. Yoga wise, it helps me to relax because obviously you can get quite a lot of stress, and the peppermint capsules help to make my bowel movements not as severe. Right. So I drink a lot of herbal tea as well, a lot of ginger. Take omega-3 as well, because fish is really good if you've got endometriosis. I don't like fish myself, but eating a lot of salmon and things like that can be quite good.
Helps you, yeah. Is there any advice you give to other people who are suffering from endometriosis?
Just be open and honest, talk to people, find support networks on social media platforms. Try and speak to family members, friends if you can, educate people about it, because obviously not everyone's going to understand, and try and do as much self-care as you can, eat the right foods, obviously, you know, try and avoid caffeine and alcohol as much as you can, because they can, you know, they can trigger your hormones and mess your hormones up as well. Drink a lot of water, and try and get as much sleep as you can. Obviously it's quite difficult when you're in a lot of pain, but it can help massively.
Today I'm joined by Steph. So Steph, if you could just tell us a little bit about yourself and how you were diagnosed with endometriosis.
So I started my periods when I was about 13 years old. Noticed my mum noticed how much pain I was when I was about 14. Was going back and forth to the doctors. They decided to put me on the pill when I was 14 and a half, which I didn't want to. I then had my appendix removed when I was 18 because I was in so much pain. That's the only thing they could think of. And then I was left in and out of hospital, basically being told that I couldn't handle my monthly by healthcare professionals until I was 26, nearly 27, when I finally had a laparoscopy and was told that I had a frozen pelvis and stage 4 endometriosis.
Right, so you're quite old when you were diagnosed.
Yes.
Then? Yeah.
Yeah, it took 13, 14 years.
Yeah, so what kind of symptoms do you have and how do these affect your life?
So I have severe bloating to the point where people ask me when I'm due, like look like I'm pregnant. I have severe back pain, which it radiates all around your back and into your thighs, hips, and it's like excruciating pain. I have mood swings that are ridiculous. I bleed really heavily even though I have the coil and I'm not supposed to be bleeding anymore. It has no rhyme or reason. It's just as and when. I can be at work, I feel a cramp and then that's it. It happens. It happens on public transport. It can happen at any point. I'm trying to, I'm still trying to get, people to listen regarding medical professionals.
So when you get these kind of symptoms, like you mentioned the bleeding and the cramping, what kind of things do you do to help you manage them?
Right, so I always have a survival kit in my bag, which is painkillers, either prescribed or non-prescribed. I always have extra thick sanitary towels, the ones I think that women end up using after giving birth. They're not pretty, but they will keep you secure until you get home. Baby wipes, because sometimes you need to have that to clean yourself up because of what happens. Spare pair of knickers. That's one of the things. And the other thing is when I'm home, I make sure I have a lovely bath that I can fit fully in, and use lavender bath salts, and I turn the lights off, candles, and just try and let my body relax into it. If I'm bleeding, I'm bleeding. It's just, it's still natural. It's what's happening. Your menstrual blood's still natural. I know people that, but it is. And a case of you just lie there until you're ready to then get out of the bath, and hopefully you're a bit more relaxed. And then usually I get in my pajamas and hot water bottle and go to bed. Yeah, hot water bottle's definitely a priority.
Yeah, it sounds like you've worked out a good routine for yourself there. Yeah. So what kind of advice would you give to other people who are suffering with endometriosis?
Get yourself a good support network. It's very difficult, and you may lose friends who don't understand. You can try and educate, but the old saying, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. The best thing is to find your community, and I did that by finding a group online of ladies who I could talk to. I could say anything and people were like, yeah, that's happened to me, or yeah, all right, try this, try that. Don't take, if your doctor doesn't listen to you because you're young, if you're a teenager and you're in that much pain, just take someone with you, make sure that they listen and get referred, and make sure that you make them listen. That's the main thing, because you will, it is a fight sometimes, but
make sure your voice is heard.
Make sure your voice is definitely heard. Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you for talking to us today. I'm joined today by Amy. So Amy, if you'd like to tell me a little bit about yourself, just so we can get to know you a bit better, and how you're diagnosed with endometriosis.
My name's Amy, I'm 30. I was diagnosed with endometriosis about 3 years ago via a laparoscopy. I was diagnosed with polycystic ovaries first, and then a few months later I went back to my GP and I said, you know, something's still not right. And I was told no, polycystic ovaries wouldn't cause this amount of pain. So I was then sent for surgery, and that's when they diagnosed it.
Okay, so you had a few different things before you realised what it was. So what kind of symptoms do you get with endometriosis, and how do these affect your life?
So the first symptom is obviously the pain. I get like a dull sort of burning pain around my hips and my lower back, and it goes down like the top of my thighs. And then other times when it's really severe, I'll just get like a sharp stabbing pain in like the lower of my stomach, and then it's like really bad and I can't do anything. I'll be in bed in pain. And then the other symptoms that I really struggle with is my mental health. I found that last year my mental health kind of hit a peak where I was really, really low. I ended up attempting suicide a few times, and I then went on to antidepressants, and then looking back at that situation, I've realised that it's all kind of correlating around with my endometriosis, with my hormones. So that's something that I've really struggled with, is my mental health.
So for both the mental and the physical symptoms, what kind of things do you do to help manage these?
So for physical symptoms, if I'm having like a low to mild sort of pain day, I'll go for a walk. I go spinning now and again when I'm just sort of, when my pain's there but it's not extreme. I find that exercise really does help. It helps both the physical and the mental side of it as well. And then I have a few apps on my phone for like mindfulness, anxiety, that are really like soothing, that I listen to before I go to bed sometimes. And just having a support network of friends as well who understand, that's really important.
So you said about the support network and how they've helped you come to terms with it. What kind of advice would you have for other people suffering with endometriosis?
I'd say definitely to reach out and find some people who understand. I think endometriosis is a lot more common than you'd think. Some of my friends haven't really understood what it was, and then when I reached out to a support group of girls who were going through the same thing, it kind of helped me come to terms with things in my own head. So yeah, I definitely advise that. Okay, well thank you for speaking to us today. If you want to get more information about the different reproductive conditions that we're covering, then please visit our website feminineviteye.co.uk. Thanks for watching.